Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Singapore. It's like an NDP, huh? National Day Parade, right? Well, I was rushing over here, almost late. I did not know there actually was a bad traffic jam over here, right? I think some of you were late also. Well, it's really amazing to see so many people over here in Singapore. I thought Singapore has got only few people, right? Well, good afternoon, everyone. How are you feeling today? Fantastic, right? Can I have a show of hands that how many of you that I've seen for the first time? That I've seen you for the first time? Wow. We have so many new friends over here today. Nice to meet you, every one of you. In fact, I'm not supposed to be here. This was quite a last minute. I promised, in fact, to some of my Singapore leaders that I'm supposed to speak at least once in 6 months in Singapore. So a couple of days ago, when I realized that from January until June, I did not speak a single session in Singapore. So it used to we have a Billionaire Summit, and today is almost like month end already, right? Of June, right? So that was I made a decision on Wednesday. I said I think better I do on this Saturday, right? So that at least I keep to my promise. Well, I think this amazing crowd today. It's a Saturday afternoon. I don't know why you are here. Why are you here? Really? You know, every time when I come back to Singapore, I got nothing to do. I like to have this kind of sharing session, right? So that I don't feel so lonely because so many people want to see me, right? Just joking, right? Huh? I think we have a lot of. Any of you are not from Singapore? Outside of Singapore? All Singaporeans? I think we should have a lot of foreigners in. How about Malaysian? I think Malaysian, there are a lot of Malaysians, right? I'm also a Malaysian. Yeah. So you can raise your hand, don't worry. It's okay for Malaysian to be in Singapore. Huh? Well, it's really this Saturday afternoon, but really there are a lot of you, I don't know why you are here, right? I think it's not because you want to come and see me. I think most of you are being invited by your friends, right? And I do not know what your friends tell you about me. I suppose it's good, huh? Otherwise you won't be here, huh? I think we should charge tickets today, otherwise, to test that whether it's genuine that you want to come and see me, Because today is free, that's why so many people, right? Well, just joking. In fact, for the last couple of months, it's been quite busy. I just touched down last night from Thailand. Yeah. So later I'm going to share a little bit about why I was in Thailand. Okay, not just about leisure, right? But of course, doing some business. Well, last couple of months has been a lot of traveling. I think because of the Nu Skin business, right? As you know that our lifestyle is a little bit different compared to a lot of businessmen, right? So on top of just business trip, I think there are a lot of leisure trips, right? Sometimes it's like business and work, business and leisure mixed together. So starting from in month of April, which was my birthday month, we went to Bali, right, together with our China group. So there was actually a group photo taken in Bali together with our China leaders, similar to our China Rubies leaders in China. That this is a free trip given by the company. Then almost like 2 weeks later, about 1 week later, then I think we traveled together with some of our Southeast Asia leaders, right? How many actually went to Tokyo? Right, quite many of you actually were in Tokyo. So we were in Tokyo, and this trip again was provided by Nu Skin for free. How good, right? Right. So we took a group photo together after the trip, and I came back to Singapore. Just stopped for 1 day, rest for 1 day, unpack and pack. So I went to Monaco for almost like 10 days, right? From Monaco to France to Italy. There was 1 day that actually we visited 3 countries at one time. Because for some of you travel to Monaco, right? So Monaco is pretty near to France and Italy, right? So we have opportunity. This is a team lead trip, and for this year, for those people who qualify for team lead, where every year we have a very expensive trip. So this year we went to Monaco with some of our team leaders over here. So every time that we go to the team lead trip, we have a chance to meet up with many of our founders. I think many of you recognize this person in the center, right? You know him? Right? You better know him because he's the one who's supposed to give you commission, right? Yeah, he's our founder, right? He started Nu Skin way back when I was 25 years old. So, but his hair grew white too fast. Because of being a boss of a company is not easy, right? On the other hand, some of you may know one of our top distributors, top leader, Mr. Kaneko-san, the Japanese top leader, right? He's 71 years old, right? But his hair is black. So it's better to be a distributor than owning a company, right? So every time, right, when I go to this kind of trip, I'll take opportunity to have a reunion with some of our founders, right? This is another of our co-founders, Sandy. And these people are getting more and more beautiful, right? Because of Nu Skin products, right? And of course, this is a very rare experiences that we have in this Monaco trip. In fact, I don't really like to travel, even though it's for free. I think some of the old friends may know, right? Every year I qualify for the team elite, but some years that actually I do not go because I prefer to work. This time, almost like 10 over years ago, the team elite trip was also in Monaco. If I'm not wrong, it's 2005 or 2006. I did not go. Yeah, I did not go because I think the point of time I was fighting for $5 million or 10 million. I don't know. I forgot. So after that time, right, I thought that I regretted because Angela came back and told me that how nice this place is. Right, supposed to be one of the very expensive country in the whole world, right? So this time again we go to Monaco. I do not want to miss the opportunity. Well, this is a Team Elite Platinum dinner that we had, the celebration right in Monaco. I think there are many wonderful, not just a lot of nice sceneries. I think most important thing is that all these people are very beautiful, right? So as I came back, and look at some of the photos, I begin to think, right, what if I was not doing Nu Skin? If I did not make a decision 18 years ago, right, and probably that, I will still work hard, whichever I do, whatever things I do, I would not think that, even though I have a lot of money, right, but I do not think that I would have this kind of lifestyle, right, especially, I think for some of you who've seen Angela, right, she's always dressed very nicely, right? Yes or no? Right, for some of you, that she have a lot of different kind of clothes, right? Yeah, if not for Nu Skin, right, where is she going to show her clothes to other people, right? Because you simply have no occasion. She used to be owning a traditional business, conventional business. She owns factories, factories, garment business, dealing with a lot of those factory workers, right? So even though she's a multi-millionaire, I don't think that she has an opportunity to show off. Right, so I think because of the very different kind of lifestyle in Nu Skin, right? So if you ask me if Nu Skin is just a business opportunity to make more money, I don't think so. Right, I think somehow you realize that over the last 18 and 19 years, it's also somehow changed our lifestyle, the way we live. Right, so these are something that a very nice experience, and we have a group of people qualified for this year also. Some of them came from Southeast Asia, some of them actually from China, from Greater China. So every year we have a very nice reunion, right? We have a lunch together, we have, some of them, they bring their family members. So every year, this kind of experience, I think is indeed very wonderful, right? Your life is not just about making money. You agree with me? Right? So these are a very special team. We all know that in Monaco, there are a lot of, this nice car, right? So this is one of the party team that we dress, like a, what do you call it? Like this Ferrari, basically it's a race car race team. Right. So this is also another occasion whereby all of us went out as a tour group. We set up our first ST Travel Club, right, for our Team Elite and above. Right. So Ongi is actually our $10 million second member. He was in charge of this club and become our CEO of the club. So this is the year that we actually we have a free day. Right, with a totally free day. So basically, for this free day, we went out of the Monaco and went to Italy and we went to France. So we traveled 3 countries in one day. And we took a beautiful group photo together. As you can see that ST Travel Club, right? So I don't know about you, right? So isn't it a very wonderful experience for you that when you become successful and you have a group of people travel together, right, sharing together this kind of experiences, yes or no? Right, sometimes you realize that you could have made a lot of money, right, but of course you are able to afford to travel. But I don't think that we have so many people to accompany us, right, to share the same kind of experiences. So this is something that motivates me, also inspired me to continue in this journey, despite the fact that I have already made money in Nu Skin. But I think that, if I leave this environment, right, probably I will get older. Yeah, this is indeed a very enriching experience. Not enriching in terms of the money, but I think that enriching the soul too. So, this is the last day of farewell. I think the circus team, basically the circus team. So, this is another founder. I think some of you probably recognize him, Steve, right? So, we have opportunity up close and personal, and sometimes we have a lot of questions that we can ask him directly in terms of the company's direction and the vision. So I always enjoy not just about the trip, the free trip, but I think it's the opportunity to actually connect with the top business leaders in the world. As you all know, that Nu Skin is a public listed company, right, and one of the most successful business enterprise in Utah, in United States. So this is the last photo that I want to show you, right? This guy in the middle, right, is the most handsome man in Nu Skin, right? Yeah, I think some of you know Ryan. So Ryan is basically our global sales president. He's almost like a CEO of the company. In fact, he's pretty young. He's 1 year younger than me. Yeah. So basically, it's the company for almost like 25 years or so. I think last month, right, we have a great news coming from the company. He was actually being voted as a chairman of the Direct Selling Association, United States. So you all know that basically you realize that there are so many direct selling companies in the whole world, right? There are so many direct selling companies in the whole world, but to be able to hit that organization, right? Basically you realize that it's not easy. Give you some time, yeah. Well, so because outside is crying, right? Outside is raining. Yeah. Well, so he was just last month of all the direct selling company, right? The company's head actually voted him as the leader of the organization. I don't know about you, right? But for me, right, a person that has been in the business for almost like 19 years, this is indeed not just a recognition, but it's also affirmation that, right, Nu Skin is a company with not just a company that produces a revenue, but I think it's also a company that have got showing a good example in the industry, right? Will you choose someone as some company representative whereby it's not so righteous as a chairman? You will not, right? You'll probably choose someone you realize is more righteous and have integrity, right? Showing integrity in the industry and a lot of good practice, because as you all know that sometimes our industry are very much misunderstood, right? For some of you have been in the business for some time, including myself. This is for 19 years in the business. Right, I have made a lot of money from this business, but sometimes when I go out and talk to my friends, right, I get a rejection too. Right, and many of them actually are very much poorer than me. Right, but again, they are saying, MLM is not for me. MLM is not no standard. For people that cannot make it, then they come and do this MLM. So lucky these people do not recognize the opportunity. That's why I got opportunity. So sometimes you realize it's good that people who rejected you, right? Because they do not understand, they do not see the good side of it, right? In fact, this industry has been around for almost like 50 years. Nu Skin has been around for 35 years. And we have attracted a lot of good quality people, right? And people who want to have freedom, right? And of course, an alternative and choice and options, not just about employment. So today, I think from this example, I give a lot of hope, especially for the future, at least for, I think, make good for the next 10 years, right? Nu Skin has got a lot of potential for growth for every one of us. So next, right, then after that came back from NACO, or straight away we went to Malaysia, right? Malaysia is very close to us, but I think it's not where we go. It's a group of people that we are together. I think it's the most important. So we spend some time together with our top leaders. Right? We have a retreat in Johor Bahru, right? It's near, right? But I think the most important thing that we sit together, right? We come together as not just about having fun, a lot of food, right? But the most important thing, we also discuss about the future, right? About the future, about the business, about future about this team. I think this is so amazing, right? So this is some of the things that I've done over the last 2 months. So after that, I came back from Johor Bahru, right? Then I went to Thailand. So yesterday I came back. Wow, so this is for the last two months, pretty hectic, right? Right, but I think this kind of hectic is okay lah. Huh? You got to travel to so many places. Well, I think when I come back, right, yesterday I saw this news. So much of nice thing, right? I come back straight away, touchdown Singapore, bad news already. Yeah, I don't know about you because this year is 2019. So I started to recall way back when I was in 1999. For some of you old enough, right, probably you can recall. Because that was my turning point in my life. Because I joined Nu Skin in the year of 2000. Right, so I think many of you, I don't know why you are here. Probably you want to hear just my story about how I become successful. But I think I want to share with you, more important is not just about the method. I think more important is the thinking pattern that I have. Because as you all know, the crisis came in like almost 5 and 10 years, right? But are you prepared for it? So many times you realize that unforeseen circumstances like economic crisis that came along, right? Many of us become the victims. Right, but why not we prepared well, right, and become the victors, right, become the winners through the crisis, right? In fact, you realize that you cannot run away because every 10 years it's like a cycle. It's like a curse, I would say. So in 1999 and year 2000, for some of you are older like me. I know some of you are 20 years old, right? We probably the time you still do not know. So 1919 and year 2000, the time there was a dot-com bubble, remember? Right, the economy was pretty bad at the time. So for some of you, if you could recall, because one of my leaders who joined, right, both husband and wife, they were from MNC, and both of them got retrenched. And they have 2 properties. It's on loan. So this is pretty tough for many of them. So when I saw this news, I know what's going to happen for the next couple of years. Because as you all know, that there are a lot of uncertainties today, right, in the global market, with the US and China trade tension, right? Some of you think that this has got nothing to do with us, but somehow you realize that we are living in a world where everything is connected. But the question is that if things, right, for the next couple of years, right, if things are not looking good, looking rosy, meaning that a lot of people could have lost their job. So what is the backup plan, right? What's the plan B? So I was just, from 1999, right, I seen that happen to me. And also in 2009, 10 years later, the time I was already doing Nu Skin, right, at the time I was $10 million Sequoia members. But because I made a decision in end of December 2000, so 10 years later, when 2009, I become a victor. Right, I become a winner. Right, I'm not so worried about, what will happen, right, to me. But today you realize that another 10 years from now, in 2019 this year, right, and this is going to be, how serious is it? We may not know. But are you prepared for it? So for me, when I saw this, I realized that because over the last almost 20 years, I've seen that direct selling opportunity is always a crisis-proof, what do you call it, crisis-proof business. Right? Even though you realize that when the economic crisis is not good, and there are a lot more people looking for opportunities, and more people you realize that they cannot afford to have venture into high-risk business, and this is whereby you realize that they started to look into Nu Skin or direct selling opportunity. So that was over the last 19 years my experience. So I'm expecting a boom in the business, right, for the next couple of years, because that was proven over the last 2 decades. Right, so I want to share with you about my story, right, over the past. Nothing exciting, honestly, but what is more inspiring is like because of some decision that I make in my life, right, that makes what I am today, right, and I believe that my success can be duplicated, right, if you are open-minded today. Right, and in fact, this was when this is 2009, 1999. Yeah, this is 20 years ago. So I think now I look better than then, right? When I was younger, right, people always say I'm matured. Of course, 27 years old, of course, is mature, right? Looking at this age. So some of you know my story, right? I did not work for people before, right? After I graduated from NUS, I went into financial planning. So I went to financial planning because I wanted to own my own business, no risk. So I met some of the wonderful people in the industry, right? And I saw, of course, their success stories. And many of them, I realized that they are not so educated, and yet they are able to achieve phenomenal success in insurance and financial planning. So somehow I realized that being so young, I was attracted to it. Because for me, is that, right, being a Malaysian, staying in Singapore, right, I do not really have any capital to start any business. But I don't want to work for people, because I know the job is not a choice. Right, because I do not want to, another 3 or 5 years and 10 years later, I'm going to make decision again and making a switch. So this is something that I do not want. So straight after school, right, I went in financial planning. I went to insurance. So after almost 4 years of insurance, this is how I look. So this was in one of the training that I attended, right? I just did a sharing on what I learned. So that was 27 years old in 1999. So also during the crisis time, in year 2000, I started with Nu Skin. So this is basically some of the journey that I have, and all these are very casual photos that I took. Right, I think lucky that I kept all these photos, because this is a solid evidence that Nu Skin product is great, right? So over the years, you realize that the transformation that I have, right, through the Nu Skin product, starting from Nu Skin and Pharmanex, and starting from 09 onwards, right? This is 2009 with H-Lock introduction until today, right, almost 50 years old this year, almost like 47, coming to the 48 years old, right? So can you imagine that if I do not choose this platform and use Nu Skin product, what will happen to me? Maybe I'm still rich, because I'm capable, right? Because for some of you, you believe in capability. You believe that you are, as long as you're capable, you work hard, right? You're able to make money. But the true fact is, there are a lot of people make a lot of money, but they may lose their health. Yeah, in fact, you realize that, yeah, there are many. But because the choice that I make with Nu Skin, originally I just want to start my own business, but because I get an opportunity to get to know about the product, as I get to know more, I use more. Right, so my imagination, when I first started with this journey, right, I was asking myself, what's the worst case scenario? Just like when we go into make any decision or venture, right, we want to know what the pros and the cons, right? You agree with me? Right, I think same for you, right? Some of you have fear of embarking on a new journey. So I was just like you. So when I was in insurance, right, many years ago, I was 4 years there. So when I was there, I realized that, when I first started, I don't believe in insurance. But I love the career, I love the business, so I sell insurance policy to other people. Actually, I don't buy. Because I just want to make money, right? So I just want to make money and think the career is good. But after in the environment for a couple of years, right, I begin to realize the goodness about the product. The protection, the savings element, right, the investment, the retirement. Actually, all these things you realize that, right, is necessary. It's just that in the previous, last time I was not exposed to it. So when I was in the industry, I get exposed to it, I started to buy a lot of policies. So I asked myself, right, what happened if I chose Nu Skin? In 5 and 10 years subsequently, what would happen to me? Naturally, right, last time I also never washed my face. No lah, I wash lah, just with water lah. Right, just like all the men, right? Because when Nu Skin started, you realize that we are just having like all the skincare products and the personal care. So when I get exposed to Nu Skin, right, they show me all these products, I told them that this is not for me. I'm a man. Right? By right, you realize that Nu Skin is supposed to be sold by beautiful ladies. It's easier for them to sell. Agree? Right? But of course, I know that Nu Skin has got health products, right? So when I ask myself, what happened to me, right, if I continue to do Nu Skin business, right? And of course, the more I get to know about the skincare, about healthcare, meaning that I get exposed, our chances for me to use the product also will be higher, right? So I ask myself, if I continue to use more of good product, what will happen to me? Become better, right? Isn't it this is a very logical process? Yes or no? Right, so I don't know about you, so when I ask myself, right, actually it can't be that worse. The worst come to worst, I become more handsome. I can still find a job outside. A better job outside, right? So, there's all of the good, indeed, all of the good. But of course, I work very hard, right? So I got more benefit on top of just looking good. Right, so these are all the transformation. Like I told you that when I first started, I have not a very good complexions, bad acne problem, started to use Nu Skin product. And what happened is that Nu Skin companies, the product philosophy is all of the good, none of the bad. Right? And they claim that they have all of the good ingredients and none of the bad ingredients. I thought that how wonderful is it, because my face, my complexion is bad, right? So I started using the Nu Skin product. So within weeks, not within weeks, almost a week, everything throw out. like volcano. Oh man, right? We just imagine that with this, Shell TRA is still okay lah. Right, the time you realize that we don't have TR90, right? We don't have TR90, we don't have all health supplement, we don't even have life pack. We only have the skincare. So every time when we do presentation, right, selling the product, we'll do the product demo, the product comparison. So every time when I talk about the business, many people think that's, logical, right? A lot of potential. But when I started to do the product demo, what happened? Well, I started to see a lot of eyes like, Hokkien say, oh yeah, bo. Right, are you sure the product is that fantastic, right? But looking at you is like, doesn't match, doesn't tally. What you preach and what you are is totally different. Do you think it's easy? So don't ever think that, I don't know how are you being invited over here, right? How much the money that, someone tell you that, I make, I think that's not important. Everything you realize that you start is not easy. Right, nothing is easy. But the key questions you need to ask yourself is whether is it worth it if you decided to put in effort, right, over a long period of time. But if anyone tell you that it's easy job, right, it will not be your turn. So my biggest challenge when I first started is this face that I have. So, a normal reaction for people will be like, wait until I use the product, become a good testimonial, then I come into. Just like when you tell people TR90, right? You ask them to introduce, you tell them about the business is very good, right? Wait until I sleep, until very sweet, right? Then I start, right? So it depends on how you look into it, right? I could also think like that, right? When I first started, then wait until I'm very nice already, then I have a before after. Then easy to seduce people to buy, right? Not seduce, attract people to buy. Right? But the true fact is, right? For me, when I get to know about Nu Skin, right, it's not just about the product, because I know the product must be good, because I'm not the first person to test it. I'm not a scientist, and there are so many people who are better than me in the industry. So when I first started Nu Skin, the company is already 17 years old. They are in 30 over countries. So it's not a test market whereby Singapore is the first market, and I'm the first guinea pigs of using the product. I'm not. So I trust that the product must be good, because there are many people who are more capable than me and more professional than me. Right? I know that it's good. But the question is that if the product is so good, right, I just happen to sway lah, right? My face is not nice. But I cannot wait, because if I wait, if the product is so good, the product is going to be sold to a lot of other people, right? So it depends on how you look into it. Today. I don't know whether you have started in our journey, right? You need to have different thinking. Right? If you think that this business has got potential, you need to think like a business builder, not thinking like a consumer. Because if you think like a consumer forever, consumers don't make money. If you don't believe me, you go to 7-Eleven, right? You buy something from an uncle, right? You see where you can make money? You cannot. Consumer only spend money, right? Only business builders, if you're building the business, make money. So if you want to make business, you want to make money in Nu Skin, right? You got to think a little bit different compared to those of the consumers. So that's just like me, right? I think very different, right? So when I decide I think very different, right, I'm able to exert my influence. So every time when people ask me, how come your face is like that? This is a challenge thing, right? So I say, wait lah, I only use a couple of weeks, couple of months, right? And good products you realize that don't show result immediately. Because we are all natural ingredients, right? Those can show very fast one, sure got problem one. You see? So easy, right? So, but the first thing is that you need to convince yourself before you can convince others. Right? But many times you realize that a lot of people, you say, people ask you, how come your face like that? Are you sure the product is good? Then I reverse the situation in such that you say that, hey, you see my face like that, also can do. Your face is even nicer than me and more handsome. If you come and do, you'll be better than me. Oh, then you sign up immediately. Because you think that he can do better than me, because you got nicer complexion, right? So sometimes you realize your adversity, your challenges, right? If you're going to face it, if you're willing to face it, you create opportunity. Right? I don't know about you, everybody is different. After he's listening to me, right, many of them they started to think, I should go and sabo my face. Make it very ugly so that I can turn it around and become a good success story. Better do that, Because some people are very funny. When I tell about this story, I say that that's why I cannot do well lah. Because my complexion is so good. See, this is human being, right? So why are you making money? Because you are creating opportunity. Am I right? Right? And you're adding values to the market, and that's how the market pays you for your effort. Right? So you cannot think like a consumer. So that was my experience. As you can see that really the products have changed a lot. This was when I first become $1 million Circle members at the age of 30 years old. How mature, right? Yeah, so that's 2012, which is 10 years later, when I'm 42 years old. Same photographer, same skill set. So sometimes I talk to the photographer, how come you never change job? You see me from 1M to 5M and 10M and 20M, you still continue to take photo. And his size is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Getting older, right? So this is something that, I don't know about you, right? So for me, is that if the product is good, they're sure to have huge market demand. Agree? Right? We are not like those direct selling or MLM or investment scheme that you get exposed outside. I'm telling you that you can make money, but there's no product movement. Right? There's not great service being rendered. You cannot make money. It's just a concept. And in fact, I tell you that today, right, there are a lot of people fall prey and become victims. A lot of money games. And for the last 2 months, right, Bitcoin has been going up in price. So people are starting to sell the concept of cryptocurrency and using MLM, creating a lot of different kind of currency. Right? And they run on a multi-level marketing plan and they tell you that, you see, Bitcoin is going up so much, right? There's a lot of potential in cryptocurrency. This is a future, right? This is a future technology. What is it got to do with your multi-level? So when they get more people to invest in the scheme, of course they push up the price of the currency. These are all fake. So what happens is that when you are creating a bubble, of course in the process there are some people who make money, but that's not a real career. It's not a real business. It's just a game. So when you are playing a game, you realize that somehow you will stop. So you need to recognize this. So I find that it's very unfair when people say bad things about MLM because we are not like that. Right? We are generally sharing product, right? Moving product. Like for some of you at Nu Skin today, you have TR90 to help people to slim down, getting back their health, right? You're adding values to the customers. In the process to make money, this is very common. This is like all kinds of business. And of course it's legitimate. So we are totally different. So in fact, when you've seen a lot of, when I get to know about the Nu Skin, I ask myself, right? Why should I be doing the business? You have many choices. Right? You need to know this very well because there are a lot of challenges you're going to face. Right? Unless you think small, if you think big, sure got challenge on that. Right? So you need to affirm yourself, why are you doing this thing? If you are capable, you are hardworking, there could be a lot of other opportunities that you can make money. So I asked myself, right, the same questions, and I concluded that why I only want to do Nu Skin. Only 3 reasons is my strongest motivation. The first, proven, risk-free platform. Right? I like the word proven. I don't want to be a pioneer, whereby you realize that none of them become successful before I'm the first one. Because that kind, risk is very high. Right? So when I get to know about Nu Skin, 17 years old, a track record, a proven track record, whereby they created a lot of multi-millionaires in different countries. And there's risk-free. All I need to do is realize is put in effort and time. Right? It's not, I don't have to from 1 million that I want to make 10 million, I need to invest millions again. No. I don't have to, right? From 1 million to realize to 20 million to 50 million, there's no additional money capital investment. Second, global limitless opportunities. You all know that if today you're in Singapore, you're Singaporeans. Whatever you do in Singapore is small. Right? 18 years ago when I first started in Singapore, Singapore has got only 2.5 million population. 2.5. So if I'm the top insurance agent, right, the whole Singaporean buy from me 2.5 million. That's the top already. But the whole world has got how many billion? 7 billion. Right? So there are a lot of untapped market that you realize that because of the choice of the platform and the opportunity I choose, I miss out the opportunities. Right? Sometimes you realize that it's not about how capable you are. It's about the choice that you make. So when you get to know about Nu Skin, you realize that right, everywhere is a market. In Singapore especially, you realize that we met with so many foreigners. right? In fact, my trip to Thailand, right? I started a line in US. From the US, is Angmo using my product for 10 years as a consumer, introduced the Chinese, right? In fact, why they are in Thailand? Because for 2 years they're kind of like retired, but they're Chinese. So now they are starting in New York. How could this be possible if I was still doing insurance? It's not possible. And I'm already 19 years in the business, right? And yet you realize that for a lot of business, if you do for 19 years, it's almost like no more opportunity. You probably need to force a change industry. Because there are a lot of industry you realize they will get sunset, become sunset industry. Right? So this is limitless. There's no limit. Until one day you decided to say that I don't want to do anymore. It's enough. Right? It's never finished. Because you have the global market, not just in Singapore. Singapore is just your base. It's just like you had an IC, your passport for Singapore, right? Right? Just like today, your Singapore passport is international, right? You can go everywhere, right? No need visa, right? But you never used before. What is the point that we own an international passport whereby you are not international? Right? So Nu Skin, right, in this case, you realize that they give it an international passport to build an international business. It just happened that you started from Singapore. Right? You get exposed to different kind of nationalities in Singapore too, right? And there's opportunity that you realize that you can expand to everywhere in the world. Because of great products, everyone loves great products. You never know where we'll travel. Last one will be Restore Exponential Cash Flow. Right? I want to explain a little bit. Right? Why I say proven? This is a company that have produced 1,000, almost 1,500 millionaires. I want to ask you, right, for some of you who are working today, right, very simple. Right? If you work for 5 years or 10 years or even for 20 years, right? You check for yourself, your colleagues, your superiors, your boss, are they multi-millionaire? If they are not, then you also trade. You not much future, right? Because they are supposed to be the top of the hierarchy, right? If they are not making the kind of money, then until you, of course, you have no choice. Yes or no? Right? And this is a company that's proven over the years, they've produced almost like 1,000 millionaires. But if we cannot make it, it's our problem. It's not the company's problem. But sometimes you realize that for some companies, you could be working very hard for your life, but you will never achieve it. So when I saw this number, right, in those times that when I first started, it's almost like 200 over. The 200-300. So when I saw the numbers, I know that this is proven. I just need to work on a plan and work very hard and focus. Right? And you start local in Singapore. I mentioned early on, there's borderless. And from Singapore, right, you can build everywhere in the world. It's like owning multiple properties, collecting rental. So rental income is something like, you know, this, what do you call it, residual income or passive income. I know Singaporeans realize a lot of them, they want to buy multiple properties. But owning a property is getting tougher and tougher. Now because of tax, right? And second property, third property, right? And also you realize that if you sell within a short period of time, you need to pay tax again. In fact, there's not much gain for you. And not easy for you to maintain also. Right? But in Nu Skin, you realize that you could potentially have a portfolio of multiple properties in everywhere in the world. Because in every of your executive or brand rep, right, is actually your property. And the best thing is, they self-maintain. They renovate themselves. Right? Everything they maintain. But if you own a physical property, sometimes you realize that it's not easy for you to maintain. And sometimes you cannot rent it out. Right? So this, when you look at the Nu Skin in different perspectives, it becomes very interesting. Right? You could potentially own international property from Australia, from everywhere in the world. Well, I want to show you this curve, right? It takes some time, right? It's a little bit irrational, but I think it's good that sometimes we take some time off to think about our future. Because I find that too many people are just getting too busy every day, right? Working in and out, but they really don't think. And sometimes we will be influenced by the people around us. Right? Most of us realize that our friends are all working, right? They are employees. So naturally you realize that if they are employees, somehow you realize that they have a certain kind of lifestyle for employees. So they will influence us. For example, if you are starting doing Nu Skin today, right? Sometimes you meet people at night, right? You meet people at weekends. But people who are working as employees, at night what they do? They go movie, right? They go karaoke, right? That is a typical employee's lifestyle. So when you started a Nu Skin journey, you need to be aware, right? You are an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur today, you open a shop, right? Sometimes you got business 24 hours, you also open. Because you are a business owner. Are you getting me right now? So sometimes you realize that if you are not positioning correctly, you will think that you have no fun anymore after you do the business because all your friends seems like enjoying. Who say? When they are working, right, daytime, you can book the whole cinema. Right? But you only pay a single price. Nobody inside. Who is more fun? You are more fun, right? Because you have the kind of flexibility and freedom. So you need to know about investing, not just about the money. I find that the most important is about time. Right? Sometimes you realize that, unfortunately, you realize you are not born rich because we don't come from a rich family. Right? But you can change your destiny if you know how to invest your time wisely. Right? And you have given about, if you are young, right? But if you are a little bit more senior, doesn't matter. At least you get to know that right now. Right? If you are still young, after you fresh from school, right? Assuming you're 20 plus, until by the time you retire in Singapore. Singapore is about 65, 67. Right? 真的是做到老. Right? Last time it's 55 retirement, then become 57, then become 60, then become 62, then become 65, then become 67. Right? Now if you are 20 years old, by the time you will be 75, then you retire. Trust me. Because you cannot afford to retire. Everything is getting more expensive. Property is getting more expensive. Right? So you need to understand about where the future is. And you start from 20 years old until 65. That means you need to work for 40 years. Which is tougher. So when I tell people about Nu Skin, you really go give yourself all out and never think about anything else, right, for 5 years. If you really cannot all out for 10 years, you can change your life totally. You say very tough. But this one 40 years, not tough. Hey, you know how to calculate now? I think all of you fail maths. Right? For 40 years, at the end of the day, no matter how hard you work, you climb up to the CEO. By the time you retire, it goes back to zero. So you start off goes back to zero plan, income plan. All you accumulate is only your work experiences. And some industry you get involved in, too bad. Gonna hit, you become redundant or replaceable. You need to be aware today that with the technology, right, with AI, with robots is coming up, there will be a lot of jobs are going to be replaced. So some of the things that you study right now, it becomes irrelevant when you come out in the marketplace. I don't know about you. When I studied in the school in NUS, right? The times there's a course called computer science. Computer science, those times that all the students that go to computer science, right? And most of them is like we treat as a dumping ground. That means the A-level results are not good. They're being dumped to comp science. Right? Your result is good when you go to BSET, accountancy, or you go to engineering. But after 3 years later, when they come out, the comp science graduate get a higher pay than us. 只有实力. Right? A-level, they are so lousy, they're going to dump into comp science. Actually, it's not their first choice because they got no choice. But they come out 3 years later, and they got many job offers. And their income is higher. So sometimes you realize that you are academically qualified. That means you are smarter, doesn't mean that you are relevant in the market. So you need to know. Because I get encountered for too many of this kind of objections. Tell me that, hey, I'm a professional accountant. You ask me to do Nu Skin MLM. Hey, I'm an engineer, right? You ask me to do this. I'm a doctor. Right? You ask me to do MLM Nu Skin. It's got nothing to do with that. You need to understand that what Nu Skin vehicle can bring you your future. This is almost like 90% of the people. How could Nu Skin be ever get saturated? With 90% of people, and there are still pipeline of undergraduate waiting to be graduate and go to employment. We need to save them. Because they don't know. Because all their friends are just hiring and go up, submit the proposal, submit for the resume and look for another job. 5 and 10 and 20 years, you see a lot of people by the time they're 45 or 50 years old. They are very risky. High income, right? And you have high commitment. Anytime they ask to go, gone. So people tell me that being employee, right, employment, you have security. You have no security at all. Because the boss decides. everything. So don't be too naive to think that actually when you own a job, right, well, you have a stable income because you think the next month you have the income, but it's not secured. As you grow older, it becomes more scary. Right? We have a good mixture of people over here, right? Where people are probably 20 years old until 50, 60 years old. I think we have strong evidence to prove that. Right? Second group of people, which was used to be self-employed, a good self-employed people, right? Top insurance agent, they make a lot of money. Top property agent, they make a lot of money. Right? As long as you're top self-employed, it makes a lot of money. Right? If you're a top singer, you're a popular singer, right? Or you're an artist, or whichever, you realize that they make millions of dollars too. So that's why I say that Nu Skin is not the only way for you to make money, to become millionaires. But this group of people, right? Once they stop, their incomes drop. Or one day you realize that, right, accidentally they lose the skill, their income loss. So this group of people belongs to a very risky group, sometimes because of a charisma, right? Because of certain special skill that you have, right? You make huge amount of money. But one day you realize you lose a skill, everything is gone. So no matter how good you are, by the time you realize that you retire, it goes back to zero. Even your top surgeon. Right? The third group of people, conventional businessmen, right? Starting their own business, starting to make money, expanding again, from Singapore, right, to Indonesia, to China, to more and more branches. And due to unforeseen circumstances, the business got hit. So if you look at yourself for 30 to 40 years, you're about to get hit one time. And sometimes one time, you will never turn back again. In worst case, you realize that it's by the time you get old, right, and you get hit, you never get up anymore. So I don't know about you, right? When I saw this, all these things are happening around me, right? I find that it's just all these are too risky because I'm risking with my time. Right? Time is the most precious. If you lose money today, right? Some of you today, you realize that you have no money or you're in debt, no problem. The most important thing is that where are you going in the future that's most important. Because the future, right, depends on today. You make a decision today, right? But if you make a lot of money, you lose money, it's okay. But the worst case, you realize that you made the wrong decision. So for me, when I first started Nu Skin, I know it's the compounding vehicle. Right? I started small because I have no experience. I have nothing about the experience. I accumulate along the way and accumulate more talents and leaders, right? So I expand my business to unlimited. So it is the infinity curve. Even one day, if I choose to retire, if I don't call for this meeting, right, I still have a lot of people working. Isn't it amazing? And they are not working for me. They are working for themselves. So when everyone is working for themselves as a partnership, right, this is sustainable. You see, but the problem about employer and employee, there's always a very, very weird relationship. Right? Let me share with you about case study, you understand what I mean. What will employer think? Some of you probably own business before. The employer every day will think, my employee, if you can work longer and less pay, I'll be very happy. Then I move on to the employee. What will the employee say? If I could work less hours and make more pay, I'll be happy. So at the end of the day, this relation, nobody is happy. So there's no way it becomes win-win. Do you understand me? Because the nature of the plan is not balanced. It's not balanced because it's win-lose. Either or. Right? For Nu Skin relationship, the reason why it's sustainable over a long period of time, because as you are working on your Nu Skin, you get what you want. Are you getting me right now? So I don't know how much money you're making every month today. I think that's not important. But how long can it last? And one day you realize that if you are not working anymore, right? And the last 20 years of your life, are you still living on the savings? Or unfortunately, if you lost some money through investment, you're out. So it's not, Nu Skin is not so much about making multi-millions. It's about your life. It's about your planning of your life. And this will affect your whole family, and including your legacy. So when I first started Nu Skin, because I saw the vision, right? How this compounding curve. My first paycheck is $220. So don't think that I'm Superman. Right? Don't think that I'm so amazing. Right? But if you think that Nu Skin can make millions of dollars, right? And the first few check, $200, a couple of $100. I think many of people they quit their job already. They quit the business already. They think it's not lucrative. How can you expect when you start a business next month, 3 months later, 6 months later, 1 year later, you make a lot of money? It doesn't make sense because it's a business. For some business, you realize that it takes 3 years for you to break even. Because it's a business, right? There's a learning curve that you have to go through. But the key thing is, right, you will be compounding over the years. From 220 to 500 to 1,002, well, in the 4th month, I jumped to 5 figures income. Isn't it amazing? But you ask yourself, right? Can your income every month or every year grow by 10, 20%? Not easy. If you're working for someone else. Right? And from 220, how could you ever imagine they can hit 20 million or even above? There's no limit. And there's no additional investment in the process. And it's fair. Right? And everybody can join for free. So it's literally you realize a free opportunity, right? But the basic thing about the Nu Skin model is that, right, you need to ask yourself currently, or whatever you are doing right now, are you making one-time income? Or are you planning for a lifetime income? One-time income means that you realize that this month you work, next month you got income. Right? Lifetime income means that you work for a period of time, right? You get residual income for the rest of your life. So if you are not planning for anything for residual, right, you need to work for life. Unless you're gifted, you can sing very well. So you go and record an album. Many people buy. Right? Elvis Presley. So one day you realize that even you pass on, right, the children, the descendants are still getting the royalties income. Right? But unfortunately, I'm not so talented. Maybe you are talented. Right? Somehow you realize that for more normal people like us, right, we don't have the kind of opportunity. So you got to start to think, right? Some of you probably that you're more senior today. You say, Mr. Reinhold, I should have listened to you 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I also don't know. It's never too late. Why? Because as you build Nu Skin business, right, you can pass on as a legacy to your family members. Why? Because a Nu Skin business account, right, which carries income, can be transferable to anyone. So it's not an income, it's an asset. So you are building an asset, just like owning a property. Right? So when you retire or one day you realize you're not around, you just need to transfer to some of your beneficiary. This is even better than insurance policy. The best annuity plan. And it's growing. Right? So this is something that Nu Skin is not just about MLM, just about selling skincare or healthcare. No. It's really something that you need it for your life planning. Right? Well, I think the most exciting thing is that our success can be duplicated. If only Reinhold can make it, then it's no big deal. Today, you realize over the 19 years, right, I've seen that a lot of times our business can be duplicated, success stories. Right, just within my group, right, I have close to about $100 million circle members in my team. Right, not just about outside, Right, so when I first started in Singapore, can you imagine the 2.5 million population when most they tell you that if I'm going to start a company, that I have employees of I have 100 employees that make $1 million US. I don't think that any businessman probably need to invest a lot of money. Right? Even in Grab today that we are using, they're still burning money. Right? I think yesterday I saw this paper, right? Another venture capitalist probably another 300 million US. Keep burning money. But for normal people, businessmen like us, it's almost like impossible. But through Nu Skin, all this is possible. Right? So over the last 19 years, we have developed a proven system that is duplicable. Right? Through our Success Together University, our curriculum or program. And as long as you're willing to plug into the system and learn and apply, right? In fact, you realize that you are very near to become successful. It's just like a school, right? It's just like an entrepreneur school. Not like those motivational talk outside that you attended. You pay hundreds or thousands of dollars. You get super motivated, but you do not know what to do. Right? I don't know, many of you probably attended there are a lot of seminar business outside. Right? They teach you all kinds of things. They get you so high, so excited, then you go back and don't know what to do. So how they make money? They make money from a seminar. They make money from seminar. That's how they make money. It can be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. But I'm not saying that it's not useful. Some of the mindset is very good because I attended this kind of thing before. But the key thing is that you must have a platform. You must have an opportunity for you to be able to execute your skills. Right? You must have a platform, a training school whereby you realize that can train the skill set necessary for you to build a business. If not, all these are bullshit. Agree? So this is what we do over the years, right? So the next question is why now? See, you are lucky you started 19 years ago. Nobody is lucky. Trust me. Right? I was also lucky because I have a lot of pimples. You want some pimples? I give it to you? Nobody is lucky. Everything is about choice. Right? So people always ask me, are there still opportunities today? Right? Honestly, when they ask me the time when I make decisions, I already roughly know that I'll become successful. It's just a matter of time. When? I'm not sure when. Right? But I know because the right direction is more important than the hard work. If you move on the wrong direction, right, putting massive action, you're running away from the goal further and further away. Agree? And many people are exactly doing that. So you need to first identify, are you moving in the right direction? So why now? Right? I think for some of you know that today, Nu Skin has transformed to a different company. Different. So when I joined the company, right, the vision was actually to become the world's leading direct selling company by generating more income for distributors than any other company. That was way back in 1984 when they first started with $5,000 capital. They dare to have this kind of bold vision. Right? Indeed, right, over the years, you realize that they created the most number of millionaires. So what they preach, they deliver. Right? 2 years ago, they have a refreshed vision. Right? $3 vision to become the world's leading business opportunity platform by paying more commission to our sales leader from a direct selling company moving towards a business opportunity platform. Is there a huge difference? Yes, no. But again, you realize the vision and ability, there's always a gap. So for them to realize this vision, it will be another 10 years. So by the time they achieve this vision, right, they will be able to create a lot of success story along the way. But the question is this you? Just like when I first started, it's the same thing, right? People tell me that Singapore cannot do 2.5 million. After some time, everybody is Nu Skin distributors already. These people think too much. Christianity has been spreading for more than 2,000 over years. Still not everybody become Christian yet. You think too much. Right? No matter how great the product is. So you need to, when I saw this new vision, I know for the next 10 and 20 years, right, this opportunity is going to be bigger than what I used to have. Because when they position as a business opportunity platform names, right, they'll be more embracing. There could be more creativity of including some of the products that we never thought of before. Right? Today, in our imagination, if you come into Nu Skin today, you are thinking it's only about ageLOC, about TR90. Right? But in the future, you realize that as they position as a business opportunity platform, who the hell, what will happen to them? You never know. Just like when I first started, right, I only get exposed on Nu Skin skincare product. I didn't even know that TR90 will come. But today, TR90 is one of the top selling product in Singapore and Malaysia. So I make money, not because I'm smart, I'm capable, I'm hard work, because the company has got a good, big vision. So they constantly innovate themselves so that I have more opportunities. So people will tell me that, MLM, you need to join early. What's the point of you join early? By the time 5 years later, right, your company have no ability to create new products. You will get saturated. If you know about Nu Skin 20 years ago and now, it's totally different. Right, you'll probably meet some of the people that joined Nu Skin like 10 or 15 years ago and say, I know lah, Nu Skin. I say, you know ah. I said, my founder also don't know. My founder also what's the next product they're going to launch. They also don't know. Because they will be looking into the change in the market demand, right? With the R&D team, they come a new product. You know everything about Nu Skin. Wow, you say steady at you. That is a problem about people, right? Things are changing. But when you look into this bold vision, I know Everything is possible. Everything is possible. If one day you realize, I do not know, one day if they can sell insurance policy, right, maybe possible. Right, I can still do my 老本行. General insurance is definitely possible. Right? But the key thing is that you must understand, right? If the company have this kind of vision, they will be able to create a lot of embracing opportunities. You would never imagine for the next 5 to 10 years. If you ask me what, I would not know. But they are moving towards that direction. Vision means that they are moving towards that direction. Right? So the nearest to us that you can participate will be velocity opportunity. Right? Velocity, as you all, I think some of you participate, you know, right? That's why I say that biggest opportunity of your lifetime. Today, if you know about velocity, about the sharing bonus or building bonus or lead bonus, it's not important. Important thing is that how this velocity program is going to change your life. Just like how New Skin is going to change my life when I first started 18 years ago. It's not about the skincare product that I have, right? It's not about the healthcare product that I have. How can this program turn around my lifestyle, my family? Right? So in fact, for some of you who are attending the Velocity Challenge meeting, you probably know about, right, our lead bonus. That's exciting, right? Meaning you realize that you're able to become $1 million, millionaire faster. So 5%, many of you understand about 6th generation 5% of comp plan. This is the plan that produced the industry's multi-millionaires for New Skin for the last 30 years. 10 over years ago, right, they started with 6th generation 10%. So I'm the beneficiary. So after you become Blue Diamond, right, you will get 6th generation 10% if you decided to expand your business. So what is the difference between this Velocity and my previous program, right? With the Velocity, they introduced a 6th generation 15% after you become Team Elite. So what is the difference between, I'll give you some testimony, right? This is Kaneko-san. He started almost like 10 years earlier than me. When he first started, there's no 6th generation 10% and 15%. There's only 6th generation 5%. So he has created a lot of records for the New Skin. Meaning what? He's a human being, not ghost. Right? Also not God. Right? If he can do it in a market of 100 over million in Japan, right? Because most of his market in Japan, not outside Japan. And we have the global market. Right? 6th generation 5%. So I tap into 6th generation 10%. That's why my speed is pretty fast. Right? From 1M, 2 years. And from 10M to 20M, I took only 2 years. But do I know that when I was here? No. How could I imagine that within 2 years I can jump from 10M to 20M? I don't know. But I saw before me, right, the power of 6th generation 5%. And now I have 10%. So I should be faster. But do I know how to do the business? I don't know. But I know the direction is right. I just need to continue and non-stop, right? When people are stopping, I continue. But I'm very focused. When people are not quitting, right, I continue. That's all. I never stop my legs. I keep moving, right? So, in conclusion, for Velocity, faster, stronger, bigger. But you need to prepare yourself well. So when I saw this 15%, I look into the Velocity comp plan. If I were to transfer my network when I first started to the Velocity comp plan, right, I will complete 20 MBC in 7 years. Do not need 12 years. So who tell you that I'm lucky? I'm unlucky. Timing is everything. Right? Timing is everything. In fact, you realize that you have the best program today, but you do not appreciate it. Because you're not going all out. The difference between me is that even though with that comp plan, I go all out. No reservation. Right? So become big winner with Velocity. For the next 10 years, right, if you want to do very well in New Skin, you need to position yourself. Right? This Velocity is a big turning point of your life. Okay. Next, right? Talk so much about the opportunity, right? I think that's important. The vision is important, right? But the thing is that you have so much vision, so much dream, but you must know how to do the business also, right? How to exactly I can build a business. Of course, after so many years, right, people become successful. There must be method to do the business. So I'm going to touch a little bit on some of the concept of building the business, right? So, well, it depends on what you want to do in your skin. If you just want to share product, you don't have to attend training. Because share product as you wish, right? You share product, you get some sharing bonus. But if you want to build franchise, right? If you want to build global franchises like McDonald's, like 7-Eleven, like Starbucks, right? You all know that this is a standard SOP. Agree? And you can mass produce. You can scale your business, right? And almost like every store, everywhere in the world is almost similar. So what we do in ST is very different compared to a lot of other people doing the skin. We mass produce, right? So this is the success model that we have. The first step, the raw materials that we have, right? From the human resources, people wanting to become beautiful and want to become young, right? Or they want to slim down. From the raw materials coming into our duplication model, the 1, 2, 3, helping you to become a brand rep. And through the ST system of training and our tools, right? And you produce yourself to become a Ruby, or now we call it executive brand partner, really, or even becoming a Blue Diamond. So if you look at ST, right, we continue to mass produce a lot of Ruby, a lot of Blue Diamond, a lot of Team Elite, a lot of MDC. And the way we do, if today in Singapore, right, if you go to KL, if you go to Jakarta, if you even go to China, our SOP is almost similar. In sometimes only they speak different language. Isn't it amazing? Right? So this is how we intentionally build the business. So how do you get started? Very easy. Success is as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, you have to settle yourself first. Right? That means you need to use a product and experience the product yourself. Why? Because if you don't experience, it's difficult for you to share. Some people say that I just want to make money. Why you ask me to buy the product? No, you can, right? You can. In fact, it's not a must for you to buy any product. It's free to join for Nu Skin as a member. But as you all know that, right, very few of us actually equipped with selling skills. But many of us, you realize that we are able to share with people the things that we love, we like. But in order for you to be able to duplicate, right, there must be something that you experience, you share with people around you. So the first step, right, using the product, whether it's TR90 or whichever product package you started with, intentionally you need to know how to build a network to become a brand rep. The goal is to become a brand rep. And your income, right, that you set in Singapore, for example, right, your goal, your first goal, right, is to hit 5,000 Sing dollars. Or in Malaysia, it's more than 5 figures income. Because if you embark on this journey, you need to make money. You cannot play anymore, right? How can you be not serious if you decided to do the business? So sometimes I cannot understand, right, why you need to be pushed by your uplines. It seems that when you are doing volumes, you have no income. You have income, right? When you create volumes, right? Said, why are you not motivated? Something is very wrong. Nu Skin did not underpay you, right, for whatever you do. So if you know very well, if you're on entrepreneur journey, actually, you don't have other people to tell you. Because this is your own business. Even if you're kind enough, your uplines, your support system to help you, right, they will help you to accelerate the business. That's all. So this is something, how do you get started? Why is that 1, 2, 3 is important? Because help you to fulfill your 5, 25, 1, 2, 5. So by the time of 6th generation, you got 20,000 outlets or 20,000 franchises. If every of the franchise can do about 3,000 volumes, right, there's a potential income of millions of dollars per month. So it's not a small business, it's a big business. Right? Some people argue, right, this is just a multi-level, and everybody preach the same thing about income projection. Let me tell you, if really you hit it, Nu Skin will pay you. I think that's the most important. Right? You don't get it because you don't achieve it. So we never cheat you. Cheat you means you do it, I never pay you. You get it? Right? It's not a con business, it's a real business. Right? If you do it, they pay you. For some of the people who are doing in the business for so long, it's genuine. But the question is that, are you able to do it yourself? You have your lifetime to do it. But if you, alternatively, if you build your own business, You open an outlet from Singapore, right? Expand to 10 outlets, to 100 outlets, to 1,000 outlets. The risk become higher. Correct? You have 20,000 outlets in the whole world. You probably make money, but your risk is very high. Yes or no? But today you realize that through a duplication model, potentially you can have 20,000 outlets in the whole world. Isn't it an amazing business model? The rest is all just time that you need. So, how to do well in the business, right? There are some of the important concepts you need to know. First, because as you know that the power comes from compounding. Compounding means what? You can only enjoy it in the later part. Right? Salesman what? Salesman, you sell a product, you get a commission. We are not salesmen. Right? Entrepreneurs always have the delayed gratification mentality. So if you do not position as long-term thinking, it's difficult for you to make huge money. Because a lot of people, they are very transactional. Right? Transactional means that I sell this product, how much commission I make. Like property agent. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Because property agent, some of the property agent, because the property pricing is high, with 1%, your income is still high. Are you getting me? Right? But the thing is that we are in different business model. Because whatever you do, it takes time for you to compound. So as a business builder, if you're not thinking long term, it's very difficult. But every 3 and 5 years accumulated 4 times or 5 times become 20 years. So every 3 years, for 5 years, you always change platform and change job, change industry. How can you have accumulated effect? No, right? So in fact, you realize that when you first started, right, long-term thinking, you need to lay the foundation. When you first started, lay a strong foundation so that you can create a high-rise buildings. If you want to create a high-rise building, what happens? You need to have strong foundation. As deep as you can. Some people say that, when I first started, you say that MLM research is not stable. I say, how can it be not stable? Right? I have 20, 30 generation of executives. How can it not stable? It's even more stable than conventional business. Second, 100% duplication mentality. Why? Because you're doing a franchise. Do you see any franchise that is successful that's all the SOP is different one? No. But human franchise is difficult because we have different character, different style. Right? Do not waste time making mistakes, right? Keep it simple so that you have high stability of building a business. If you are able to duplicate the business effectively. So how to duplicate? First, duplication starts from yourself. Because you are the franchise. Agreed? Right? You are not the boss. Huh? For many people thought you are the boss, ask people to do. So when you ask people to do, again, it becomes an employee and employer relationship. But in fact, we are not. We are partners. Right? So when you start to do yourself, the people will start to observe you. Especially those people you realize that they're sensitive, they will start to observe you. Right? The good things you are doing is showing result. They will know how to also continue to do this. Right? Or your actions and whichever, right? Start from yourself. Second, do not conceal your way of doing the business from uplines. This is very stupid. Because no upline will want downline to die. Right? Only when the downline is successful, upline becomes successful, right? So sometimes you realize that you have a better way and creative way, so that I don't want to tell people, because you still have a very conventional business mentality. I have a trade secret. Come on, I do the business for 19 years. What kind of trade secret I do not know. Right? In fact, I look at what you do, I already know what you never tell me, I also know what you're doing. Because you waste a lot of time by doing so. You're going through an even steeper learning curve. And you are not smart enough, wise enough to leverage on other people's experiences. Right? Win uplines friendship and trust. It's a trust business. So when you are able to build a trusting partnership, right, the group will become very powerful. So you need to understand about what is leverage all about. Right? Your upline is not your competitor. In our business, the most challenging is that you've got to change your mindset about collaboration more than competition. In conventional business, we are used to be competitive competition. It's totally two different mindsets. That's why sometimes you ask me about why people cannot become successful in New Skin. It's not the business. It's not the model. It's not the comp plan. It's their mindset. Still stuck in the traditional. Right? Process of duplication on the first part, right? There are certain parts that you need to do. Your part, sponsor people means that you talk to people about the product, right? You share the product with them. Second step, teach them, right? If they want to do the business, teach them simple step to get started. The last one is that, right, make them to become a teacher. They can be independent to run on their own. So they become your independent franchisee. Right, so this is something that you need to do, okay, as a franchisee. So what do the system do for you? As this system, right, we provide trainings for you. We have a lot of trainings. Right, and some of them are almost free. Right, some fees you realize is very negligible. So if you are an entrepreneur trying to build your own business, you do not appreciate about this support, I tell you that you are damn stupid. Sorry, I have to tell you straight, because I don't want to waste your time. Because you come on Saturday on 2 hours, this 2 hours is very precious. Even if you don't pay money. Right? You are damn stupid. Right? Why would these people, right, giving you free training, and they are already making it their own business, and some of them have no interest, financial interest with you? Are you getting me right now? So you need to be smart and wise and understand how this business work. Right? Tools, we have tools, some business tools, right? Some business support materials. Get familiarized on how to use it effectively and train your downlines to use the same thing. Right? NDO, every month, at least once a month, right? We have this training. So for some of you who are already starting on the business, you must be able to do NDO, which is this topic that I'm sharing, the cover, right, with your group and the team members. Right? And this one I don't want to touch too much because there are too many new people over here who may not understand. But basically you realize it's driving lines. Right? And some of the people that you introduce, they are just customers. They may not be committed in the business. Right? So you need to drive the line to identify who are the serious ones. They are committed ones to help them, right, to get started. Because some of them are just consumers, right? They just refer people to you. So these are some of if you ask me about some method, right? This is something that you need to acquire on driving line, or what we call building debt. Because when you master this, right, sometimes the serious one is on the 4th level. Right? We call it fire burn the backside. You see fire burn backside here? Right? So sometimes you realize that the top few levels are not serious, but this is becoming committed and they will burn the whole line. Right? So this is some of the simple concept, right, in building organization. So the next thing, how do you track? Daily tracking. You see, the problem in our business is that it's too much freedom. Sometimes your outline say a little bit, you buy song. Yeah, it's common because you think that you also never pay me money. Why should I be song? Right? It's very common. So that's why you realize it's difficult in our business if you do not have the right attitude. If you're not coachable. If you're not humble enough. You always think that everything you know. That is very difficult. Very difficult, right? So these are some of the things, the tracking, daily tracking, right? To track yourself. Not upline track you, to track yourself. Because just like if you work for someone, you want to get 5K per month, right? You're expected to work like 8 hours per day. And you're expected to do certain job for you to get this kind of income. Yes or no? You see a lot of people do new skin, you realize that every day they do nothing one. So what exactly you need to do in new skin? These are the things that you need to do. First, use all product. Why? Easy for you to connect with people. We observe a trend, interesting trend. Right? For leaders in a team, if they never use this product, the whole team, the volumes of this product almost like 0-1. Very interesting behavior. So come to a conclusion, you realize that this business has got nothing to do with direct selling or selling. It's a behavioral science. So it's a very natural tendency when you use certain product, your mouth cannot keep shut. Because every one of you have got big mouth. Right? You get so excited, right? Especially girls, ladies, right? And get excited, wow, I don't know how good it is. So the easiest way for you to do the business and share the product and do volumes is to experience it yourself. Right? In fact, some people say, you ask me to spend money, I know. Actually, honestly, we have a lot of product. You need to use it anyway. Do you brush your teeth? Cannot be you take TR90, you never brush your teeth. We have the best toothpaste in the world, right? We have AP24, right? So we have a lot of, and all these products is sometimes it's like a topics for you to converse with people, connect with people, so that you have something for you to talk to share. So if you don't experience benefit, we have shampoo, right? Our shampoo is also very affordable, right? We have a lot of things. You realize that we have almost like 100 over products, right? Many of products you realize that you need it anyway. You just change your brand, that's all, right? Second, share the product. So once you use that, you will share on. So in the process, accumulate 20 to 30 loyal customers. So you need customers in any business, right? You don't just do recruitment. A lot of people, in MLM, they just recruit people, right? But there's no customers. So you must have customers along the way, right? As you share, you realize that you will accumulate. When I'm doing insurance, every year you need to have new sales for you to maintain the contract. So when I saw new skin compensation plan, I said, this one sub-sway lah. Because why? Our products are highly consumable and repeat sellable. Right? If they buy 6 months, next month they buy again, same customer, same account, it's considered new sales. How wonderful, right? Sorry, insurance not like that. Insurance, right? If this year new sales, you get commission. Next year you get renewal commission. But you need to have new sales. Back to zero. You see how many insurance agent friends you have? Many, right? Many people do insurance, right? So when I saw that if insurance can do, this one, sub water lah. The only reason why you cannot do is that because you never put in effort. Right? Insurance cannot see anything one. Sign, pay money every month. This one use already, become white. Right? Use half face, become. If you sell something that's tangible, emotional, it's easier, or you sell something that you realize that you cannot see until you die, then you can get one. Selling insurance is the highest form of selling, right? Selling a product that you never get to experience, and yet you realize that you are willing to pay a lot of money. But this one, you realize that whether TR90 or whichever product, right? You get instant gratification. It's going to be very impactful, right? How can you move this kind of product and yet you are not able to do volumes? You're not putting enough effort. Okay? Third, showing the plan. I have shown you just now, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 25, 1, 2, 5. So this is something that's very simple. Listen to MP3. We have a lot of tools, MP3, right? So while you're traveling, right? Anytime you realize that you have time, you just listen to some of the very successful recording. The people who are doing well in the business, right? To pick up some of the skills. Read some books. Upgrade yourself. Okay? So that you realize that you're interesting. Right? I think it's not something for you to difficult. If, in fact, you realize everything that you do, you need to upgrade yourself. Attend all meetings, right? We have a lot of meetings. So you understand what a meeting purpose, the objective. Especially our STU. Because we have tailor-made the STU for different level of leadership. Right? That is necessary for you. Not only in terms of skill set, but many times, a lot of times, it's actually the mindset. Difficult change is over here. The Kung Fu is easy. Right? But this one is very difficult. Right? We always go back to the same old pattern again. Okay? The 7, consult your working uplines. Those active upline, your active upline, right? Do regular contact with them. Don't always wait for your upline to go and follow up with you. You are not utilizing the resources. I know some of you are very independent, right? Good, independent is good. But this business is interdependent. Not dependent, not independent, but interdependent. That's how you build your network. Right? Sometimes you realize that it's not about you, right? You need to leverage your upline to say certain things. You have said already, but you realize that somehow your upline says it's different. Say the same thing one. Right? Some of you have been attending NDO this slide, you say NDO many times, but today I say it's different. Somehow it's different, right? But it's the same, I tell you. Because today you come with a different attitude. You think that 20 MDC say NDO should become different one. No different. It's a psychology. Right? The last one, be accountable. It's your own business after all. Right? It's your own business. Right? So you need to be accountable. You ask people to, you don't still people to follow up, it's too late already. You see, when people follow up with you, that means it's too late already. Right? So this is something that is not difficult for you to understand, I believe. Right? Build big dreams in a business. Think of a lot of possibilities. The difference in our business, in terms of achievements, right? The difference is up here. Many people think limitation. I cannot this, I cannot that, right? And this one cannot, that one cannot. So a lot of lobang, a lot of opportunity all gone. Last time when I first started the business, whoever, they want to listen to new skin, I'll just go. Many people will just think, if I go, whether you want to buy or not, I want to do or not. If you do sign up, whether we'll do long or not. Think too much. Right? So you want Bao Jia one. One shot, one kill, right? Bao Jia one. My God. It's all numbers game, right? When you go out, right, you increase the chances. I go everywhere last time. As long as anyone that show interest. Sometimes you realize that the more you do, the more momentum you have. Sometimes people don't buy. But what happens is that you become different. Because you are the one to upgrade yourself. Because you keep on talking. You have the kind of form. You know form? Just like you play sports, right? After a lot of round, a lot of training, you realize a lot of failure, a lot of setback, but you realize that your forms are getting better. But you never get out and talk to people. Right? If you are lucky, the first few percent just talk, you buy from you, it's not so good. Best is what? Many people first 20, 30, nobody buy. So you learn 30 ways of why people don't buy. Life, I give you a simple formula, right? If you want to treat life as easy, it's going to be tough. Right? If treat as tough, it becomes easy. Well, a lot of people, they want easy way out. But it's not like that, right? So same thing in Nu Skin, right? You have a lot of possibility. Even you start from Singapore. I always think that with Nu Skin, I can build global business, right? This time, right, I finally found really, right, now today I can start on the US market. US market has been 35 years. And this group of people are going to start in New York. Oh, New York. I'm going to have business in New York. Can you imagine that? 19 years ago, when I first started doing MLM that people look down upon, right, in Singapore of 2.5 million population, can you imagine that? Because you believe. Right? But does it going to come immediately? No. After 19 years. So all these are really possible. Set goal. Right? Be positive. Right? Next. Right? The one next. Then follow up those people who, that KIV, never give up. Maybe not now, 3 months later, 6 months later. This line is 10 years customer. 10 years customers. You only do 3 years, you give up with it. You know what's the difference? The difference is not because of my pin title. Because you're doing the right thing. You keep on planting the seeds. Are you getting me right now? Sometimes you don't harvest in the same season. It takes time. But you need to position yourself that you want to do this for long term. You want to do it big, right? You will come. Set the deadline, right? Short-term goals when you want to become star. Some of you started to qualify for Ruby, right? Stars is a starting point. Because stars, you start qualifying for the incentive trip, right? Second step, midterm goal, 30 executive. Because you want to have passive income, right? Unless you tell me that you do Nu Skin, just want to share some product, give some part-time commission, it's okay. That's not wrong. But you need to be very sure on what you want. You want to get passive income, but the action that does not tally. Then you become a not happy person after a few years. Right? You need to be aligned of your goal. Your action must be aligned with your goals. 30 executive, MBC, break 100, then you will have passive income. Right? So always visualize, get focused. You must have a dream board. These are not something that I created, right? If you listen to all those success books, right, they teach you all these things. Basically, right, I just want to tell you the moral behind it is that they just want to keep you focused. Because when you are focused in certain things, the chances of you hitting is higher. If not, they're shooting everywhere. Right? People who are better than you in terms of result, it's not because they're smarter than you, higher IQ. Trust me, there are so many people who are so much better than me. But it's just that you're more focused. You eat, you drink, you sleep, you dream on your skin. How many of you that when you're dreaming every day are all about your skin? Until today, 19 years. Last time I still dream about your skin things. How can I not doing better? In the dream, 7 hours, 8 hours, right? I overtake you. Because you never do new skin in a dream. I probably practice a few times of OPP, right? In a dream 3 times. So you're short of me 3 times. Is this difficult? Not difficult. Because you're just focused. But is it worth it? Worth it, right? 3 simple success: dreams, commit, and vehicle. Find back your dreams. Because there are a lot of people will steal your dreams. Tell you cannot this, cannot that, cannot this, cannot that. Right? Next is commit yourself. Vehicle, you don't need to find. You already have the best vehicle, new skin. Right? And next, of course, if you are working, you roughly know. If you work today, next 5 and 10 years and 20 years, where will you be? You know what answer. Is this something they want? If not, you have to change right now. Because if you don't change now, 5 years later, it's even tougher. 10 years later, it's even tougher because you're getting older. You have less energy. So when you have this kind of urgency, right, then you will fight. You started to create result. Right? 5 basic rules in building an organization. So these are some of the 5 basic rules when you build a team. Right? If there's any new idea, first discuss your outlines. Do not pass negative things down. Do not criticize, disturb outlines, downlines, and sidelines. No financial tussle. Right? So this is something that between outlines and downlines. Right? No money issues. The last one, no relationship tussle. So you have the other half, right? Get them involved in the business so that they know what you're doing on Saturday afternoon. Not dating with Reinhold, right? So these are, this is something because you're building a business for your family. And it goes to affect not only your family, even building a legacy. Right? Sometimes you realize a lot of people that build a business, right? They got a lot of misunderstanding from the other half or their family members. Actually, no need. You just need to create chances for them to come to our activities. We are not secret society. Right? We are not preaching something that's not good. Right? We are preaching something of God, some things are good. So the more they get involved in our environment, they realize that they are doing something not only for yourself, but for the family, for the betterment for the whole family. Right? So that you don't have a lot of this kind of misunderstanding. Sometimes late night meeting, right, they will stop you from coming out because they thought they're doing something funny. Right? So these are some of the basic things. Right? Last, right, remember I told you about the first step is star. Right? As a star, you realize that New Skin has got giving you a special trip every year. Last year we went to Tokyo, right? So next year we are going to Moscow. And all of you still has opportunity because the cut-off to start qualifying will be August. Right? Now it's end of June already. So July and August, so you still have 2 months to fight to start qualifying for Ruby. Right? So in fact, not just about the Moscow trip, it's going to be 5 days, 4 nights. I mean, I don't know about you, right? We hardly go for tour, we go to Moscow one. Probably this is going to be a once in a lifetime. Right? If you go yourself to Moscow, I think very unlikely. Very unlikely, right? So first, I think that the trip itself is interesting. But the second thing is that the most important thing is still serving your goal. Because I'm a very goal-focused person. Because if I just go to the trip, I'm not serving my business goal, then it's not exciting. But I go for the trip, it's exciting, and still serving my goal, then it's exciting, right? So I show you this strategy of this qualifying for Star Cruiser trip. Right? In fact, some of you may not understand about the compensation plan, it's okay. Some of you may not understand about 525, it's okay. I give you something that's very dumb, right? Very dumb strategy that everybody can understand. Right? So if you, first year, you start a business, you qualify for yourself. No matter how tough, right? You qualify for yourself. Second year, right? You qualify, you bring one more person. Right? Third year, duplicate the same thing. Right? These two bring, each of them bring 1 also. So 2 plus 2. So on the 6th year, in fact, you complete your 155 executive. Is this a simpler way to execute? At the same time, you have fun. Right? So meaning that every year, you are focusing on bringing 1 more. From your customers, right? You zoom down, some of them, they have desire about the business, they start to set goal for the year. Because if you are not growing the number of winners, meaning that your business is not growing. But if you want to become even faster, right? You can treat a year, break into 6 months, it means 2 times, right? First half, you qualify first. Second half, you bring 1 more. So if you are able to accelerate it and surpass what you're doing, actually you can complete 155 executive in 3 years. Are you getting me right now? Right? In fact, this is the easiest way for you to do Nu Skin. Why? Because the trip is enticing enough for people to really want to fight. Right? But if you just go for the normal speed on doing Nu Skin, you really want to do until 做到老 to build the momentum. Because you are using your ability to influence people. Right? Now with the trip, there's a trigger of desire, right? On why people they want to fight, and there's a timeline. And some people say that, no, I don't want to have stress. I don't want stress. Don't want stress, eat ice cream. You have no stress, no timeline. How to build anything? Right? Malay called Besok Rusa. Right? Whenever you also, never mind, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, you cannot build momentum. Any business, right, if you are running a company, how can you not set goal? So don't be too afraid to set goal, but you have to start from yourself. Even though very tough, very stressed, take some ice cream, cool down. Then get back to work. Because you have to face it. The earlier you face it, the better for you. Right? Don't wait until 3 years and 5 years later, then you realize, I should have. But you are 5 years older already. You getting me? Because you need to face it anyway. Who are the people who can do very well? You saw the Tokyo photo that I showed you about our group photo. You know why I do well? Because I bring a lot of people to Tokyo. That's all. And the best thing, Nu Skin pay. If you are a boss owning a company, right? If you give incentive trip to Tokyo for 1,000 people, how much are you going to pay? If one is $5,000, 1,000 people, how many people? How much? 5 million, right? But I don't have to pay. But as they create volumes, I still make money. How can it be? This is a stupid business. How can this be a con business? That's why very lucky not many people know. Hang on. Because a lot of people are too smart already. They say cannot be. How can you reward your 1,000 top performers, right, to the incentive trip and contribute to your business, and yet you don't pay a single cent? So if you are an entrepreneur, if you do not know how to leverage on the incentive trip to grow your business, again, stupid. You don't know how to use the free capital given to you. You know what's free capital? It's like free capital injection to your company. Free, but you never use. So you got to think very differently, right? It's not difficult at all, but you need to think like a builder, not a consumer. Because consumer only spend money, they don't make money. Right? Last but not least, we have the life transforming. I can show you this. Let me see. Okay. KL, in Singapore, Malaysia, we have a 2 days, 1 night life transforming summit, right? I think for some of you you have attended before, right? It's a very impactful event. I think I want to especially invite a lot of new friends over here, new people, right? If you think that today you attended, it makes some sense to you, right? But you only listen to me. Because I can be damn good, I do this for 19 years. Right? I tell the same joke, people still laugh. Right? It's not because I'm good, because it's reputation. Right? But it's not good, it's not fair enough, just listen to one. So I want to invite you to go there and see for yourself, right, over the weekend. See it for yourself, right? Feel it for yourself. Because sometimes I may bluff you also. You think I may cheat you, right? But when you go there, right, and get exposed to more people, right, the environment, right, I believe that you will be the best judge yourself. Right? You'll be your own judge. Not just listening to me, seeing different success stories from different walks of life, from different markets, right? Increase the kind of possibility for you. After 2 days, right, if you come back, you tell your introducer, your upline, right, you say that you're not interested, never mind. But if you are not, if you didn't go and come back, you say that you don't want to do, I think it's not fair for yourself to make judgment, right? To make a decision, and also not fair for your upline. So if you are still deciding and think that whether this is something for you, right, I think that this is the event you should go. Because last time we don't have this kind of event in Singapore and Malaysia. I got to fly all the way to US when I first started. Because there are not many people starting in Singapore that have got success stories. Or, I give you another choice. You fly to US with us in October. So we make this easier for you. Right, last time, well, we really, literally, right, it's more expensive, right, and more days. But why I still travel there? Because I want to confirm that my choice is right. I don't want to work blindly. Right, some people say that I don't really go this kind of thing. I know, I just want to do, I do can already. You do halfway, I tell you got problems, you got challenge, you should give up one. Because why? The difficult part is about the faith. The belief system is tough. Not the skills. Not you cannot talk to people. You can do sales, right? It's not about that. So when you go and see for yourself, sometimes you realize the scene of some of the people very similar like you, right? The possibility. So if even after you do diligence, do your work for 2 days, right? You think that this is not something for you, it's fine. Because you have done extensive research. Not going to online and check. Is Nu Skin a pyramid? Yes, it's a pyramid. Because everything is a pyramid. Everything is a pyramid, right? Every workforce, government, organization is a pyramid. Because people's impression is a pyramid means what? People at the top makes a lot of money, people below don't make money. You tell me which organization is not like that? The Prime Minister makes the most amount of money, right? Followed by the senior minister, follow down, right? So if one day you realize that someone, a government officials as a cleaner, make more money than the Prime Minister, something is wrong. There's nothing wrong. Pyramid is a problem. A lot of people think, oh, pyramid means illegal, whichever. It doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you realize that a lot of people, when you tell them, right, they like to check Google. Right? Chinese, they call Baidu. Right? You go and check Coca-Cola, right? They also tell you they kill a lot of people, cause cancer. So a lot of information, right? You must know how to use it to your own good. Sometimes too much information will become handicapped. So the best thing is you use your own feeling to feel. You're adult, right? You're not that stupid. You're sensitive to people, right? So from that, you realize that from that environment, you're going to feel, is this something that you can really put your heart, right, for life? Like for me, it's the same thing. Why I can put my life here? I know it's very secure. You have Nu Skin, I know. They will not play me out. Not like other company, you build up so big, one day they're gone. Right? They stop your commission. Actually, there are so many of these kind of things happening in MLM industry. I tell you, that's the reason why there's so bad name about MLM. But I can tell you that Nu Skin and ST is totally different. So it's only fair, right? Today is like a sneak preview. It's only fair if I give yourself 2 days extended to experience it for yourself. Okay? Right? Of course, if you want to do international, we have in Jakarta also next month. Indonesia is very near to us, 1.5 hours. 300 million population. So if you are interested in the Indonesian market, right, you get exposed to the LTS in Indonesia and just feel how the Indonesian, right, local Indonesian, they built the Nu Skin business. So these are all good experiences, right? Last but not least, yeah. So I think with the velocity, right, for the next 10 years will be very exciting. The key thing is that whether you identify yourself. Just like 18 years ago when I first started, I identified myself, I'm going to become the winner in a new skin business. Right? Last but not least, right, in ST, right, not only that you see myself, I think the fantastic part about ST is that we have environment whereby supported by so many MDC, just like today. We have so many MDC here, right? We have 5 MDC here. I think Selenium is here, Henry is here, Thomas, Dion, our MDC, right? Alan, Pao Yen. So many of these leaders are working together with us to build our own global business. How fantastic, right? So that we are not lonely. You know, a lot of people who are doing conventional business very lonely one, you know. Right? Not only that the effort you put in is really very lonely. So today, we want to create a very strong support system for you to build your own global business. So with that, I want to close my sharing for today. Thank you for your time.